call to order the Wednesday, May 17th, 2017 meeting of the Tamaqua Borough Council. We have the invocation led by Councilman Kara, and I'll follow with the pledge of allegiance.
This is a prayer for Memorial Day. Our nation endures and thrives because of the devotion of our men and women in uniform, who from generation to generation carry a burden heavier than any we may ever know. On Memorial Day, we honor those who have borne conflict's greatest costs, mourn where the wounds of the war are fresh, and pray for a just lasting peace. The American fabric is stitched with stories of sons and daughters who gave their lives in service to the country they loved. They were patriots who overthrew an empire and sparked revolution. They were courageous men and women who stood to hold a young union together. They were ordinary citizens who rolled back the creeping tide of tyranny, who stood post through a long twilight struggle, who saw terror and extremism threaten our world's security and said, "I'll go." Though their stories are unique to the challenges they faced, our fallen service members are bound by a legacy of valor older than the Republic itself. Now they lay rest in quiet corners of our country and the world, but they live on in the families who love them and in the soul of a nation that is safer for their service. On Memorial Day, we join together in prayer for the fallen. We remember all who have borne the battle, whose devotion to duty has sustained our country and kept safe our heritage as a free people in a free society. Though our heart aches in their absence, we find comfort in knowing that their legacy lives on in all of us, in the security that lets us live in peace, the prosperity that allows us to pursue our dreams, and the love that still beats in those who know them. May God bless the souls of honorable warriors we have lost, and may He watch over them and women, over the men and women who serve us now, today, and tomorrow. Let us give them thanks by remaining true to the values and virtues for which they fight. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we sit down, I think it would be appropriate to just have a moment of silence in honor of Georgianne Knowles, who is a borough council person who we lost. Thank you. Roll call.
Bowman.
Here.
Kara.
Here.
Conley.
Here.
Evans.
Here.
Gursky. Lasky. Mace.
Here. Next we'll have the reading of the minutes of the regular council meeting held on May 2nd.
Make a motion to dispense with reading the minutes.
Motion by Brian, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ron to accept the minutes as written. Any questions or comments from council regarding the motion? Or from the floor? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Communications.
First is from Pastor Steve Gintz, Revived Community Fellowship. We'd like to request the use of the Dutch Hill Playground on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, June 20, 21, and 22, from 2:30 to 4 p.m. We will be hosting a kids club and providing free games, crafts, and activities for the kids in the community. Revive Community Fellowship would also like to request the Dutch Hill baseball field at 240 North Columbia Street on Monday through Thursday, July 17th through the 20th, from 2:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. to host a sports camp that will provide free activities, sports games, and stories for the children in the community. Thank you for your consideration of this request.
Probably entertain a motion to grant the request. However, really, I think it's better suited to go to the Baseball Association, as they're the association that oversees that particular park.
Or we did reach out to them, and they have discussed it. The baseball's fine with it.
Okay.
Not to hamper this one, I'm not familiar with this group, but so do we, we require insurance and liabilities and all these things for everything that we do throughout. Do we actually get those from those groups we have, and they have them?
Yeah, we get.
Okay, I'm fine. I
Well,
just
now
wanna
this
make sure.
particular one, I'm not certain, but if we don't get it, I'll let you know. But we've been getting them routinely from people who have events in town.
I guess just, so this one's not familiar with me, so I just,
This is not the first year, this one, this last year as well.
Yeah, they've been around at different events. They were at the Easter egg hunt at the old playground.
George, did you have a search name?
Maybe National Night Out.
It just has revived community fellowship in the past, right?
They have a website.
I've looked it up. It's council's pleasure regarding the request.
I'll make a motion to grant permission.
Motion by Ron, is there a second? Second by Tom to grant the request from Revive Community Fellowship. Any questions or comments from council regarding the motion or from the floor? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next is from Liz Pinky. I'm requesting permission for the members of the Tamaqua Blue Waves, who are also USA Swim Team members, to hold a few swim practices at the Bungalow Pool. I made a similar request last year. I have also spoken with Adrian Mobalski, pool manager, and she has indicated that she will work with us to accommodate the swimmers during times that she or another pool manager is at the pool already, so as not to incur any additional hours or place any burden on the pool staff. I am hoping to have 2 to 3 practices a week for no more than an hour at a time. The team will be attending a meet at Penn State on June 16, 17, and 18, and on another in Allentown on July 6, 7, and 8, and would not require the use of the pool following the meet. Being able to practice in the 50-meter facility is a great advantage for swimmers who are used to competing and practicing in a 25-yard pool for most of the year. The only swimmers who would be participating in this are ones that are currently registered with USA Swimming, and I will be attending as their coach. Excuse me. I currently have my American Red Cross lifeguard certification and my USA Swimming coach certification. I have included the insurance information that covers these swimmers and myself at any facility where we are acting under the umbrella of USA Swimming. My USA certification is set to expire on June 1st. However, I am currently in the process of updating my lifeguard certification, which will renew my USA certification when completed. I will forward you my most current USA registration information once that is received. Please advise if there will be any additional fees for this usage.
Make a motion to grant permission to use the pool.
Motion by Ron, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Brian to grant requests from Ms. Pinky. Any questions or comments regarding the motion? Or from the floor? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
The last one is from Matthew Stanek. I'm writing to inform you that I have recently accepted an offer for a resident internship at Stabingus, sorry about that, funeral home in Schuylkill Haven, PA. I'm excited as this internship is the next step in the process of becoming licensed as a funeral director. However, I also have a concern regarding potential time conflicts, which is why I am resigning from the position of assistant pool manager at the H.D. Bueller Memorial Pool. I'm extremely thankful for the opportunities that working at the bungalow have created for me. I enjoyed several years as a lifeguard, senior lifeguard, and assistant pool manager. I also plan on continuing to instruct lifeguarding certification and recertification courses through the American Red Cross in the future, which could help current lifeguards to maintain their certification status, as well as training prospective lifeguards with the skills important to lifeguarding. And I am more than willing to assist with in-service training for the current lifeguarding staff if asked. Thank you.
Motion to accept the resignation.
Motion by Ron, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Tom to accept Mr. Stanek's resignation letter. Any questions or comments from council regarding the motion or from the floor? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and if you can just send that letter of thanks for his years of service, appreciate that.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Borough Manager's report.
Yes, sir. Okay, just a few updates really quick before I get on to the things on the agenda. I'm sure everyone's noticed the work being done down at Depot Square Park. That's moving along nicely. When Graver is done his work there, we asked him to take a look at our trees downtown. We're aware that some of them have died and a few of them need some trimming, so we've asked him to take a look at those and then, give us a suggestion for replacement and so forth. Also, Rob scheduled the cleaning of the sidewalks that was requested at the last meeting. I know two of the fire companies are on board with that. We're just waiting to hear from the other two. Also concerning sidewalks, we've made some progress on the Family Dollar sidewalk finally. We have a plan, and the hard copy of the plan came today, in fact, and the check. So Barry Isaac is issuing a permit, and they're free to start.
The check being for the permit reviews.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, the permit application.
As opposed to we're not, supplying concrete or anything like that. So
Right. No. They were asking us to do it, and we're like, no.
Yeah.
We don't do that. That's all. So that is, we're seeing some progress on that finally. Also, just a quick update on the pool. We cleaned the pool this week, patched the walls. It's refilling. Our next step will be installing the handicap lift that we purchased through CPG. So that's coming along nicely too. And then the items I have on the agenda, I put Board of Health ordinance on the agenda because we're lacking a suitable ordinance regulating the Board of Health. The ordinance is attached to your agenda. I gave it to Barry Isaac to review and also the Board of Health. And there was a few questions that were run by Mike and some questions and comments back and forth, but both Barry Isaac and the Board of Health told me they're okay with it.
This would need to be advertised before adoption, correct?
Yes.
All right, so you'd be looking for a motion to advertise?
I would.
Is our solicitor okay with it?
You just said he was.
Mike prepared it.
Oh, okay, I thought you said Barry Isaac.
He did start with that, and then he mentioned Mike towards the end.
Yeah, Mike prepared it. Barry Isaac's fine with it. Board of Health's fine with it. So if council's in agreement, the next step would be to advertise.
If they'd like to entertain a motion to advertise?
Make a motion to advertise the ordinance for the health office.
Motion by Brian, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ron, to advertise the Board of Health ordinance for the Borough of Tamaqua. Any questions or comments from council regarding the motion? Or from the floor? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, thank you for that. And the other item I have on the agenda is concerning the detour for the Wabash Creek Bridge project, which is scheduled for next year. We've been talking with PennDOT and its engineer about the detour route, and they're finalizing their plans for parking and traffic restrictions, and they'd like to get some input from council. So I guess what I'm asking is if council could assign that to a committee, perhaps to meet with PennDOT and its engineer to discuss parking and traffic restrictions.
Sounds like parking and traffic, unless we needed some sort of ad hoc committee for that, but
Your call.
I would recommend assigning it to parking and traffic to meet with PennDOT for review of the plan.
Make a comment on that?
Sure.
I'm talking to one person who comes up from Allentown every day into Tamaqua, and they live up in the South Ward. And you're not gonna be able to turn on Spruce Street when you come into town.
Correct.
So you're gonna have to come up to the 5 points.
Correct.
And there's
No
no
left turn.
left turn arrow.
Yes.
That was, we mentioned that to PennDOT the last time they were here.
Okay.
Yes.
So
We're trying to get an arrow as part of the project, but I don't know if we'll be successful.
temporary arrow.
Yeah,
Trying
sure.
to-
Yeah, temporary, we have to take it down.
Temporary, so we can leave it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's come up since, yeah,
That's good.
because that is the proposal, is one way
Yeah.
out of Spruce
Right.
Street on the center.
and then the other thing, I talked to one of the guys from Gannett and Fleming, and I was asking him about Stadium Hill about paving, and it's not gonna be paved until the following year.
Yes,
After the project.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the bridge work's gonna be done next year in 2018.
Yeah, and then that gets paved after the bridge, everything's done.
So in 2019,
Yeah.
Have you
Yes.
seen it lately, Tom?
Yes,
They passed
Oh, did
it.
they?
It looks like $1 million bucks.
Certainly, Tom.
thank you.
You were at the last meeting. No, they did a great job. Take a ride down it.
Smooth as silk.
yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Compared to what it was.
I wouldn't go that far. but-
If you had an F-250 and you drove it, it's smooth as silk.
Thank you, it turned out well.
But it's not gonna, I thought it was gonna be done in the same year they did the bridge, but it's gonna be done in 2019.
Yes,
I think in 2018, they said they're gonna do the curb, the curb ramps.
well, in advance, they'll go through and, like, video the road and make repairs. And then, yes, there's curbing to be, for, crosswalks
Right.
to be done at, the corners, but only for the corners across the detour route, like Spruce and Lehigh. They're not doing the side streets.
And he says that they will, patch the road before detour traffic goes on.
Yes.
I'd like to entertain a motion to refer the PennDOT review to parking and traffic. Motion by Ron, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Brian, to refer the PennDOT, the review of PennDOT detour details to the Parking and Traffic Committee. Any questions or comments from council regarding the motion?
If parking and traffic would like me to stick my nose into that, I will.
If for you to stick your nose in, then one of them has to stick their nose out, so,
Just so, you know, they're aware.
and I have no issue with that, but you'd sort of have to resolve that amongst yourselves. We can only have three of us meet with them. Okay.
Stay in my living room.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I think Dan's gonna invite you
No,
in.
he'd be welcome. He'd be more than welcome.
I mean, as far as setting this meeting, I mean, is this super important now, medium important in 2 months?
Well, they're getting close to finishing their proposal, so we were hoping to do it sooner rather than later. They didn't give me, I don't believe they gave us a time frame.
Okay, well, ask them when.
Yep.
Any other questions or comments from council or from the floor? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, and I guess, lastly, I'd ask council if you consider an executive session near the end of the meeting. I think Mary and I both have some things we need to talk about, real estate matters and litigation.
Okay. Director of Community Development.
This one, Kevin, your report. We had didn't we have an arborist from Penn State that came in and told us what kind of trees we had to do downtown? So they've already been in, Kevin, so I don't know that Graver can obviously do something, maybe we should just get information from them to see what they recommend.
I guess, I'll
He did,
address that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he did make recommendations, and that was working toward a Tree Vitalized grant, which the application is in August, so that would be for the following year. So it doesn't seem, we might as well move forward with doing the work that they were going to do, which he suggested anyway. Graver seems to be picking the right trees.
Just so I'm saying,
Pretty
we
sure
got
we
some
can
work
certainly
already
work
into it,
with
so we
that,
can
yeah.
just, like you said, dovetail onto that work.
Yes, yes.
One thing we took notice to is the The trees that die are all of the same species.
Yes.
So that makes us wonder, do they have a disease, a parasite, something like that? So we're not necessarily locked into that species. I mean, we could do, we're talking to Grave about something else. What does he recommend?
So you have the same trees or not that they had put in up around the college? They had an issue up there also.
They did, those were,
When Henry cut all them down, Patrick,
yeah,
they would have actually infested the rest of them.
yeah, they were, they called us and asked if they could remove them and take them to the brush pile, and I believe they were burned to prevent the spread of, I believe it was a parasite,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, first thing on the agenda, the resolution modifying 2014 and 2015 CDBG. Council made a motion to modify the funds to use from paving streets to working on the Lincoln Street wall. And after doing the income survey, that is ineligible. Therefore, I need a motion to rescind that motion, which is number 2017-6. Unfortunately.
Is that a resolution to rescind the resolution?
Yeah, a motion to rescind that resolution. Because we're unmodifying the funds.
Right,
So what the county said was,
just rescind it and
Motion to
basically make it
rescind.
null and void.
yes,
Okay,
Is there a reason at this point of rescinding it to reallocate them at the same time, or is it a separate motion?
it's gonna have to be a separate,
I think it would, wouldn't it revert back to the
it
original?
just reverts back to the original.
Plan, I believe.
Yes, so all we need is to rescind the motion.
Make a motion to rescind the motion for the CDBG program.
motion by Tom, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ron to rescind resolution 2017-6, which was a modification to the CDBG program for fiscal years 2014 and 15. Any questions or comments from council regarding the motion? Or from the floor? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
The other thing with CDBG is we have to start thinking about the 2017 application, and we need to hold a public hearing, and we should set a date. I'm recommending that we do that sooner rather than later, and in fact, I would recommend we do it a half hour before the next council meeting, if possible.
Well, just to pick a date that we're sure we're going to have, first and third Tuesday, the third Tuesday of June is June 20th. So I would recommend 6:30 on June 20th.